Hi, welcome again. It's already April, actually half of April. It does get a bit hot. We do get mosquitoes. That's why, you know, the weird mesh. It does get hot. I feel already too hot in just a thin shirt and gardening gloves. And same as me, the plants are feeling hot. Meaning the winter things, they kinda don't want to grow anymore. It's too hot for them. So it's the best moment to harvest some carrots. I already started and wanted to show you how I finish, and wanted to show you my glorious carrots. Not very much so. Let me show you. So I'm using a knife for that because it's slightly easier for me, at least. So I'm gonna move the soil around a bit. I'm feeling like archaeologist. I even have Indiana Jones hat. Okay. So this one might actually be quite decent. I think this is the biggest. Okay. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Come on, get out. It only looked decent from the top. It's actually quite skinny on the bottom. Still beautiful. Oh. Some of the carrots are actually white. I got variety that was supposed to be on the orange ones, but there were a few seeds that gave the white ones. It's nothing wrong with them. I tasted before. I gave a taste test. It tastes like a normal carrot. It just doesn't have so much color. Still delicious. And I'm thinking next time I will try growing some black ones. Have a truly goth garden. It's not very beautiful. So this is all the carrots I got. As you can see, it's quite a lot. Now it's time for celery. Celery has quite a big root ball, so we need more heavy-duty tools for that. The small tiny knife will not do. Have you ever seen so many carrots? So beautiful, and it fits the Easter vibes. We are still before Easter, so I can lure some cute little bunnies with those. This is lame, like really lame, but there are basically no bulbs. I guess it was not the root celery after all, and I was waiting for nothing. All of this is my total celery yield, not counting the little branches I was snipping off now and then. So this is a total celery yield from 1 meter long, 30 centimeters wide piece of soil, land. All of this. It does not have bulbs, it only has stems, but stems are edible too. They are not as tender as the baby stems. Some of them are quite massive as a matter of fact, but they are still good for cooking. And that's what counts. You don't have to buy it in the supermarket now. And you get the satisfaction of growing stuff yourself. There is a potato plant under the cat. I think one of the reasons why some things are just not growing well. Bishkat, is there a potato under you? Can you please? Is there a potato? There must be a potato plant under there. It's like... Alright, so now that the sun got a little bit more down, it's a good moment to start spraying the potatoes. Copper hydroxide, 40%. So what do we gonna do? First of all, how much of this you are using? If you have potatoes or roses, you need to spray the leaves, right, to prevent the fungal diseases and stuff like this. I don't spray anything else in the garden, only the potatoes, as yeah, I do not have enough knowledge to grow potatoes without spraying them with this copper hydroxide. Yeah, so how much am I gonna put it? You usually have instructions on the box, however they are written in Greek, so all of this is in Greek. My Greek is not good enough to understand scientific things like dosing and yeah. So what I did instead, when I was buying this in our local farming store, I asked the seller, how much should I put of this per machine. So as my machine is having, I believe, something around 16 liters. So for 16 liters I need to, well, it was supposed to be soup spoon, but it's the old coffee scoop, which is approximately 1 tablespoon. So 2 tablespoons will go in there, and then I fill it with water, shake it, and then we go to spray. So you can of course do this. With the normal hand sprayer if you only have like 1 or 2 rose plants or other plants that might need this kind of treatment. Since I have a small field and a lot of roses, I'm gonna use the big machine. It's very useful. Okay. Just making sure this is the right thing. It's supposed to be blue. Yeah, okay. So here's our 1 measure. Here's the 2nd measure. Okay, so now that we have it dropped in the little filter mesh, the mesh prevents bigger particles to get inside of the machine, like stones. Now the fun part, which is trying to put this thing on my back like a backpack. There is no chance I will be able to do this from squatting position, so let's put it somewhere up. Here we are in my corner with seeds and all the seedlings. Some of them are actually getting too big for their little pots, little cups in which I'm growing them. So we will be moving some of them into a bigger pots. So before I start, I have a feeling I might need some more space. As you can see, I occupy one table over here. I occupy one more table, and then what we have is the edge, the stone edge, and there is one more right over here. I occupy the stool as well, and some cups over there. So yeah, let's take care of the space problem first. We have a few different types of tomatoes, and over here we have cucumbers, which is the variety called Caesar. So we have Caesar cucumbers. Get it. We have the yellow watermelon over here. They don't look like much, but I think it's a good moment to take care of them, give each of them a separate cup so they can continue growing instead of being so crowded in the plastic cup. Other than that, we have tomato plants. I believe they will be a little crowded, like the roots will be a bit bound. Let's pull one and see. Yeah, so actually you can see that the roots started forming. The guys are getting quite big, so I think it's a good moment to give them bigger containers. Other than that, we have a bit troubled and a bit sad, and I think a bit overwatered as well. A raspberry tomato, which my mother sent me from Poland, just seeds. So as you can see, they are a bit overwatered. I think they are getting spots. It might be from humidity as well. I am not sure at this point. Yeah, not a good sign though. The other thing I have that is kind of ready to get into bigger ones are those black tomatoes. Crimean Night, I think it's the variety. The smaller ones can still stay from the same variety. I have them in different sizes, so the ones that are tiny, like this one, I don't know, can you see it? Anyway, the ones that are tiny can still stay in the small cups, however, the bigger guys will get bigger containers. So now about what I use as containers. First of all, I am reusing the old cups I have lying around or that I get other plants in when I go to the farming store. So typical cups in different sizes, so you know, whatever I have is going to be recycled and reused. And since I do not have enough of those, I went ahead and bought some cheapest possible beer glasses. They are half a liter, I think. When you do that, it is important to remember to make the holes in the bottom. The fastest way I discovered is with this little tool for fixing electronics, I guess. I am not sure what's the English name for this. But welder? No, it's not welder. Anyway, this thing that you use to fix cables and electronics, it gets hot, and then the only thing you need to do is just poke some holes in the caps. And yeah, it is a budget solution, but it works. And it can be reused. As you can see, I have some dirty ones that I am gonna reuse, and it's not a problem. They are way more durable than those plastic caps you get your plants in. So yeah, let's get to it. Or yeah. For the super small ones, I have those ready seedling containers. Also very useful, reusable. So over here I'm gonna put things that do not need the bigger caps, which would be the yellow watermelons at this point, and maybe part of the cucumbers, we will see. Those are the Polish variety called the raspberry tomatoes. You can see that they are getting something on their leaves. Not sure what. I thought it's from overwatering, but the soil does not feel too wet or soggy. So it must be something else. Probably the humidity in the air. We do have very high humidity here, generally in Greece. The air humidity is very high due to the sea nearby. Here you can see it has really beautiful roots.
παντρός θα μείνω για το χατήρι σου, για το χατήρι.